Villainous by Utz_Kingston on AO3. Episode 24. Chapter 16. Truth. Dabi wasn't sure what to think when Kirigiri relayed Shigaraki's message to him in twice. Though, what that bitch do to crazy was his first thought. He tried to keep his wits about him as he watched Kirigiri dial Toga's number. The phone rang once, twice, then thrice. Yet no answer. Kirigiri left a message. Dabi wasn't particularly interested in hearing, his mind spinning with anger and doubts into a hurricane capable of leveling the hero and her stupid school. Hey, she's alright, right? Dabi found himself asking Kirigiri. The Mist Man wasn't caught off guard by the question, though twice seemed to be. To the masked man, Dabi wasn't one to worry. Of course he cared, but he knew that Toga did fine on her own. Kirigiri had a different impression of Dabi. One of an older brother who doesn't seem to care, but still checks up on you when you are out late. Yes, it seems like the hero has angered her. Shigaraki didn't seem panicked about it, only slightly anxious. Kirigiri answered calmly. This was mostly for Twice, who, after seeing Dabi's concern, became all more worried. The black-haired man responded with a nod. He chose not to fuel the fire and begin a conversation about the hero. Well, what are we waiting for? Let's go meet up with them. Toge'll be there, right? Twice knew that she probably wouldn't be, and couldn't bite his tongue quick enough to avoid the question. She might not be. You know how hard it is to piss her off. She's probably taken some time off. Dabi attempted to shrug off his worry and leave it behind as the three of them entered the purple portal leading to the Greenfield Port warehouse. Shigaraki hadn't said anything, nor had he moved since calling the other members of the League. Ochako tried to follow his example, but couldn't help but fidget with her hands, as the ever-mounting feeling of dread caught up to her. At first, she'd been moving quick enough to outpace the worry, but now she was still. She wasn't busy answering a question or remembering something for later, not even walking behind someone. Now all of her thoughts revolved around Toga and how badly everything here would end. It was a feeling, not based on evidence, though it definitely could have been. Nothing would go well long-term. She might be spared for now, but eventually she'd outlive her use to the villains. A purple portal shot open a few feet away from the table, startling Ochako. Shigaraki didn't seem startled by the sudden appearance, more relieved than anything. Ochako supposed he would be happy that the rest of the League was here for backup. Twice stepped through first, looking around anxiously. He turned back to the portal and shook his head. He lingered in the entrance, and Ochako was unsure of why, though she had her suspicions, namely Toga. Dabi tried to come through next, but had to bump Twice forward. Hey, she's fine, you know that. Stop worrying so damn much, it's annoying. Dabi took a seat beside Shigaraki, and Twice soon followed behind, taking a seat on the other side of the man. Kirigiri came in through last, and with a slight wave, dispelled the portal behind him. The hero couldn't tell what he was thinking, with the mist removing any chance to read of his expression. Ochako assumed he was worried about Toga too. She got that vibe from him. At the very least, it was clear to her that the other two were concerned about the blonde, and her whereabouts. Okay, we're all here, except Toga. She's coming, right? Are we starting without her? Twice seemed more nervous than Ochako was about this, and she wondered if it was an act. Did they really care about each other that much? In a strange turn of events, it appeared that the villains were more loyal to their own than the heroes were. Ochako wasn't sure if they even noticed she was gone yet, and she might have been seen as MIA or even presumed dead based on her mission alone. She knows where we are if she wants to join us. We'll begin without her, as she might not need to attend, Shigaraki said, gaze falling on the hero. So, an explanation. Yeah. Well, when you robbed the last bank, UA decided that they needed to send in someone to infiltrate the League and get information before turning you in. I I was chosen because of my quirk. Seriously? Twice seemed to frown his brows beneath the mask. I liked you too. You aren't a terrible hero, he grumbled. Let her speak Twice. We'll have time to talk when she's finished, Kirigiri said, taking a seat beside the masked man. Okay, so they chose me because of my quirk. After what felt like all too long of a walk, Toga had the Greenfield port in sight. The interior lights were on, and she assumed that everyone was already there. Maybe she should wait outside for a bit. Deciding this was better than heading inside, she took a seat beneath the broken window and listened in on whatever they were talking about. That's about it. Everything we took is still in the woods, but I think she took her mask with her. Way to open fresh wounds, hero. I know why she ran off. Because she was mad, but I didn't mean to upset her. Ochako mumbled the last part, and Toga suspected that she was right on the other side of the window. Could have fooled me, Dobby growled. His patience was wearing thin, and Toga imagined he was scowling. Then again, it was hard to remember a time when he wasn't. Ochako didn't say something right away, tempting Toga to go inside and push the conversation forward. I hope she's shown up sooner, if at all. I need to apologize. Oh, not just to her, I guess. The hero focused an awkward laugh. Well, to be blunt, I had a terrible impression of the League. Mostly because of what UA and all the other hero agencies say about you, but I mean... The hero paused, unsure of what to say. What kind of apology is it if you can't even think of anything good to say? You clearly care about each other, and were nice enough to give me a chance to explain myself, even though I hurt Toga. And I'm not sure what else to say. Another awkward laugh, though this one was less forced. Toga had long since told herself not to be swayed by easy words and easy lies, but there was something sincere in the hero's voice whenever she said her name. Something soft, like her name alone was fragile, to be treated with care. It pulled at her heart, in a way that she couldn't describe. Yet it made her cry. She wiped at her tears, feeling the tears build up behind her eyes again. This time, they fell. Even though she didn't think she had any left to cry, they fell. She wasn't upset, but the streams of hot tears didn't stop. They were still talking about something behind her, but Toga could hardly focus. How long had it been since she last cried like this? Years? It had to be. Not since the day under the cherry blossom tree, when she met the League. I think we leave it up to Toga, whether or not we kill her, Twice said firmly, even though I've already almost finished her suit, and killing her would make it useless. He added, You're thinking about the wrong thing, Dobby grumbled. I think Toga gets the final say, but that's a cause for the hero either way. She stays because she's useful, and Toga likes her, or she's killed because she's a traitor, and no one likes her. He shrugged. Actually, I'm quite fond of the hero, Kirigiri said, looking over the others. Toga was caught off guard by this. Weighing the options, if we don't factor in personal vendettas, then the hero's use far outweighs her downfalls. She lies, though. It's evident. What's your case against that? Shigaraki asked curiously. We can't always guarantee truth, but we could always dispose of her if she continues to jeopardize the League. Kirigiri replied, looking at Ochako as he said that. She was concerned with the fact that they were having this conversation with her right there. Yeah, but it isn't like we can ignore those grudges that you mentioned. Twice spoke up. I don't have much against her, but if Toga forgives her, then I'll get over it. But I don't think Dobby will. He'll probably kill her the first chance he gets. The man in question narrowed his eyes at Twice. Yeah, probably. He leaned back in his chair. I don't like her. She's with UA. Now she's spilling everything here with us. What's gonna stop her from going back to them? Good question. The four turned to the hero, waiting for an answer. Oh, I like living? She tried. Twice bit back a laugh, though the amusement was clear on his face despite the mask. Kirigiri nodded, understandably, and Shigaraki seemed content with the answer. So what? You risked your life to get here? You'll do it to go back? Dabi wasn't buying it, which was troubling, because that was the only answer she came up with. Don't mind him, Shigaraki said, gesturing to Dabi. He'll be upset until Toga decides whether or not you belong here. If you stay, he'll come around to you eventually. He's always like this. The black-haired man glared at Shigaraki, but didn't say anything back. I guess we're waiting for Toga to come around. Twice checked an invisible watch on his wrist. What happens if she doesn't show up tonight? Ochako asked nervously. Flamed cook hero is on the menu, Dabi said, raising a hand towards Ochako. Toga sighed quietly and stood up, not seeming to be noticed by anyone other than Kirigiri. The mist man made eye contact with her for a moment before turning his attention back to the hero. Careful to not injure herself, Toga placed a hand on the bottom of the window frame. She jumped into the warehouse, landing softly on her feet behind the hero. Come on, you gotta wonder why we have a bad rep, but you're threatening to cook and eat a hero? Toga grinned, looking at Dabi. Twice choked back something between a sob and a laugh before just waving at Toga. Glad you're back, crazy. Do we need to catch you up? Dabi asked, ignoring the joke that made out of his perfectly good threat. No, I was outside for a while. I heard enough. The words echoed in Ochako's mind, nervous tension building with every second. She had a creeping feeling that Toga wouldn't spare her life, after the hero seemed to mess her up pretty badly. If she was going down, she might as well go down kicking. I'll give her a shot. Toga placed her hand on Ochako's shoulder. The hero was startled by the action, something she'd been feeling all night. Without much thought, her hands were together and she was in the air. It took a moment to realize that she had activated her quirk, and another to realize that Dabi was definitely prepared to shoot her. He was aiming at her already, fire spreading on his palms. Sorry, reflex. Ochako canceled her quirk and landed back on the ground. You startled me. Her face was an embarrassing red, and she tried to avoid eye contact. Toga said nothing, instead joining the others on the opposite side of the table. Ooh, doesn't mean she's in, Twice asked excitedly. If we're all in agreement, then yes. Negate, formerly known as Ochako Uraraka, will temporarily be allowed in the league. Whether or not she becomes a permanent member depends on her skill set and how she acts. Shigaraki said, looking around the table. Sure. Toga nodded, and Twice gave a thumbs up beside her. Dabi shrugged, muttering something about it being whatever. This seems like an acceptable arrangement. Kirigiri agreed. I agree, for the record. Dabi gave Ochako a half-confused glare as she said that, to which she responded with a shrug. Perfect. Shigaraki stood up, hand raised to the side of his neck. I was gonna have Kirigiri or Twice search her bags, as it seemed most fitting, but... He turned to Toga. You're both girls, about the same age. Could you do it? Sure. Toga held out her hand, and Ochako shifted to give her bag. You're aware of the rules and what isn't allowed at HQ? He asked Toga, who put the bag on the table carefully. Yeah, no phones aside from the burner, nothing traceable, nothing dangerous or explosive. I got it. Once you're finished, we all plan to go through the portal, and she'll be given a tour, Kirigiri said, herding the rest of the group away from the pair. There's nothing in here that'll hurt, right? Toga asked as she began unzipping the backpack. Ochako didn't answer, half tired and lost in thought. Right? Toga asked again, turning her full attention to the hero. Huh? No. Nothing in there is dangerous, just clothes and my wallet and stuff. Ochako said, shaking her head. Sorry, I'm tired. It's 3:46 a.m., Toga said, checking the time on Ochako's phone as she pulled it out of the bag. A few moments of silence passed between them. Everyone is still here, but if something blew up, they'll be far away enough to survive, Toga offhandedly mentioned, and Ochako wasn't sure if she actually said that, or if she was hearing things. The look Toga gave her definitely suggested the former. Nothing will explode. There's nothing in there that could explode. Ochako sat back down on the chair she previously used. How are you all so awake? I don't think Hiro needs to sleep, and I'm not sure about Dabi and Shiggy, but I think twice comes with that much energy. She looked over at the four, who were talking about something. Dabi wasn't heavily involved, instead just watching Twice explain something with over-dramatified gestures. What about you? Ochako asked, following her gaze. Took a nap. That was anticlimactic. Toga shrugged and handed Ochako her bag back. It's all clear. All right. She's in. I have no predictions at all. I actually don't know where this is going, how this is gonna go. I'm drawing blanks. It was a good chapter. Give me a second. I don't have water. My voice hurts. I will be right back. You guys will not know because it'll only be a second for you. Not even a second. Actually, probably a second. I'm back. I didn't have to inform you that I was gonna go get water. It wasn't water, it was orange juice. Hand squeezed orange juice. The best orange juice. I'm gonna miss this so much. I mean, like, it will be freshly squeezed orange juice, but it won't be freshly orange juice. You know, like, it's fresh out of the tree. You could never get it as fresh as here in California. I'm gonna miss that. I'm gonna enjoy it as much as I can before I move, but, no, yeah, as I was saying, right? I don't have any idea on where the story is going. All I know is that, oh my fucking god, I hate doing Toga and Ochako's voices so much. Back to back is what I hate. Look, I love their voices, they're amazing. I love Ochako, I give Ochako a very airy voice, right? And then I give Toga a very high-pitched, kind of manic voice, right? For reasons. It suits the characters, it suits their, personalities. Sometimes I try to imitate what the characters sound like in, like, the anime, right? Whether it be the sub or the dub. And sometimes I just give them a voice that I think would fit them, right? Tone inflections that would fit them, right? I hate having to go from speaking like this and being very airy to speaking like this and being up here very high in the fucking nose. It hurts my voice. This is the tone that I normally speak in. This is Toga's voice. Imagine having to speak like this and then switch to this on a constant basis. It hurts my voice. Don't worry, I take my breaks. Kingston, stop commenting. Stop it. Stop typing. Stop. I take care of myself. It is why I know there's a kid. Okay, I'm back. The kid is gone. But as I was saying, what was I saying? Fuck! No, Kingston, stop texting. The reason why I did not have any water left by the end for the outro was because I have been drinking water consistently throughout the whole recording of this video. So eat that. I take care of my voice. It was just at that moment that I realized that I ran out of water and there was no left. But I have water. You probably didn't hear that, but I have water. Maybe you did hear that. I don't know. Anyways, as always, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content. And thank you so much for watching.